very warm welcome to all the viewers of Bollywood Life. I've got three extremely talented artists with me today, Nikkhil Advani, Richa Chadha, and Ishwak Singh. And we are going to be talking with them about their upcoming segment in the anthology film Unpaused. ट्रेलर काफ़ी अच्छा है और जो उनका सेगमेंट है आई थिंक सो वो सेगमेंट में ज़्यादा बाकी सारा लाइट है, ये सेगमेंट में थोड़ा ज़्यादा डेप्थ है, इट्स अ लिटिल मोर सीरियस, तो उसके बारे में हम सारा बात करें इनसे और ऑब्वियसली उनके करियर के बारे में. Welcome Nikhil ji, welcome Richa, and welcome Ishwak.
Thanks.
Thanks, Russell.
So, beginning off with the obvious question, it's an anthology film, and you all have come together. You all are the team that are presenting that segment, which Nikhil ji has done. Compared to the other ones, just like थोड़ा सा light feel है, थोड़ा सा they try to keep it light. उसमें जब Richa says dialogue की, I think she tells Sumit this that 5 different women have accused you. And that we feel that this is the part that is a little serious in the anthology film. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think first of all, I mean, on a lighter note, the darkness of the film needs to be attributed to Kaushal Shah, my DOP. Because I kept telling him brighter karo, brighter karo. He said, "नहीं यार, you made a short film और तूने मतलब what nonsense है, let's keep it real है, मतलब light कहाँ आ रही है उसके घर पे, and she's not even opening the curtains, etc. So yeah, so no, not to joke, the ability to take a serious, it's a pretty serious subject. It's a pretty serious subject that somewhere or the other needs to end in some kind of hope, which hopefully you will see in the end of this thing. So it goes from darkness to light. Hopefully, that's where when you watch it, you'll understand. But it for a large part of the story, the character that Richa is playing, Devika, is in a very dark place herself. And that's something that I wanted to show.
Richa, fantastic actress. There's nothing that can be told about you that hasn't already been said when it comes to performing. Ishwak, you blew our socks away in Paatal look. It's good to see you in something. It's very different from that. So without giving away too much, if you all could just outline your characters a bit for the viewers and give them a feel of what they can expect tomorrow.
My character is basically a woman who set up a business, media business, and her husband happens to be the star journalist in that publication, and he's quite respected and he, is quite popular, and then she learns that he has been accused by multiple women of sexual harassment. So in the beginning, she is like, um, you know should I believe them? And then the number keeps growing, and so her personal sort of breakdown coincides with the lockdown, and she's in a very disturbed state of mind, obviously, because it's a double whammy. It's her business and her marriage. So, and then what she chooses to do about that in that moment that's basically my graph, my story.
Any inspiration taken from any real life person to play the character?
No, I don't really know anybody whose husband has been accused. Yeah, I mean, I must know them peripherally, but I've not had the chance to, and it's not something that I would prod about, or I just use my imagination and brain.
Okay. Ishwak, आपके role के बारे में something about that, and also is this something that you were thankful कि after Paatal log something like this came along कि आपका थोड़ा we see you in something different, in a different light, आपके और shades भी देखने मिले.
Yeah, man. I mean, so thankful, so grateful to Nikhil sir and to Amazon and this whole even while shooting it, Richa is so supportive and amazing. It was like a symphony the way creating fun. It's like my character is like, I mean, वो कोई भी हो सकता है. It could be anyone, one of us saying that. Like it's not like someone who's just about it's a very what kind of struck me the most about the guy and that sort of I could relate to was the fact that not about what he's doing in life really. He's in the middle of a situation and it's like the kind of people ऐसे लोगों को हम जानते हैं जो selflessly और कहीं ना कहीं एस्पेक्ट हमारे अंदर सब में होता है कि you reach you kind of you have that thing of kind of seeing the world as one family. I mean, you kind of empathize with people. You can't see someone in pain. I mean, you feel that for the near ones, your loved ones. But if वही उसी दायरे को अगर आप बड़ा करो तो you start feeling that it's like you connected to something larger, society, the global community, all of that. So yeah, I mean, he's coming from a very humane space, and it was pretty amazing, the whole journey of it, the places it sent me, down the memory lane, and what I kind of got out of it was pretty amazing.
Nice. Nikhil ji, I think so. We are seeing you a little bit more regularly now directing because there was a time Kalona and Tree were really good films. I love them a lot. Kalona, Patiala House, and D-Day. In fact, D-Day is completely love that film. Then there was quite a break where आप थोड़ा production में ज़्यादा concentrate कर रहे थे. And then came Patla House and quickly Unpaused has come. So we can now safely say कि आपको ज़्यादा हम and direction mode में देखेंगे after that break.
बिल्कुल Russell. The thing is कि you जो आपने what you just said is very very important. I was setting up the production company. I was creating a platform for the other directors of our company, which now they are very, I mean, they're independently doing very good stuff. I'm very proud of all of them, and they have their own voice. They don't need me anymore. The production team, they have their own individual production teams, or the production teams of MA are assisting them. So that allows me to do what I want to do and keep working and keep telling the story that I want to tell. So yeah, next Mumbai Diaries comes, which is for Amazon. It comes in March, and then after that, next year I have a film that I'm very looking forward to start as soon as I can. As soon as Mumbai Diaries is released, I'm looking forward to start them.
लेकिन आपने मिस नहीं किया ये आई थिंक 4 साल में डायरेक्शन आपने मिस नहीं किया आप
बिल्कुल नहीं यार because somewhere or the other it was very important for me to see most of the directors of our company are my associates and my assistants, so it was very important for me to see them stand on their own feet and take off from there, take flight from there. So I was living vicariously through them, so I was enjoying myself.
Richa, when going for your characters, कितना important है कि जब आप एक character को चुनती हो, when that character connects to you, there is something about that which appeals to women in general, and there's something empowering about that character for women in society. How important that is when choosing the character?
Actually, I hate to break it to you. Sometimes it's just sometimes it's a monetary consideration. Sometimes it's an artistic consideration. Uh, Sometimes it's just the love of the script or the message it holds. But those are ideal situations. It doesn't always happen. We all make products that I mean, we all sign up sometimes for things that we are not eventually even proud of. So I don't really go into something with this frame of mind. But if it's there in the subject, then why not? Then I get excited about it even more, which happened in this case, definitely. Because the script writer also was a woman. She had a very interesting, like the dialogue and the things. It was very fun working on this thing.
It's good you say fun because when you see the subject काफी serious लगता है, so serious subject को fun के साथ करना जरूरी है.
I mean, हमारे लिए तो fun ही है ना.
Yeah. In fact, आपकी जो अगली फिल्म आने वाली है, in fact, obviously that is a biopic, but even that also comes as a very strong character, something that it's a very strong female-oriented subject. So that is why I'd asked you this question because we are seeing this regularly from you nowadays, and it is very refreshing actually to see you doing like this. So you could tell us something about that project also, Shakeela.
Uh, it's just a biopic of a woman who was a cult star, but also adult and often low budget films and made. But the phenomena was interesting because she was running lots of cinema halls for a long time, even during somewhat of a recession in the regional cinema space.
While doing that project, did it ever occur to you थोड़ा dirty picture के साथ comparisons हो सकते हैं?
नहीं ये सिर्फ जर्नलिस्ट को ऑफर करता है.
Okay. Ishwak, it has, I think so, starting में, if I'm not mistaken, Ranjana में आपका एक role था, and after that also there has been a lot of films, but आपका finally वो जो limelight में आए थे आप, वो पाताल लोक से हुआ. So आपका जो journey था Ranjana से पाताल लोक and now finally Unpaused, उसके बारे में अगर you could share something, because it's not something that the audience knows about. How were your struggles till you finally came into the limelight?
Journey, man. I mean, I don't call it a struggle really. It's a beautiful journey. I mean, when I knew that, I mean, I was always man. Like I kind of had this sense that like what I read about acting when I started about it, it was like what I thought would be amazing is like something like Stella Adler said that I had a journey of 7 years from down upstage to downstage. I used to hold a spear, then I was playing Lady Macbeth. It was that. I mean, ये है कि जब भी मैं set पे गया तो I was full of enthusiasm, energy. I wasn't like, oh, there's a 30-second role, 2 second, 2 scene part. I mean, it was like it's all the people I came in contact with taught me a lot, and yeah, it just progressed from there. It was a great journey. One thing led to the other, and of course, not like all milk and honey. I mean, it's not like all you kind of having. You do have feel like it's taking a lot of time, and you feel beaten down. But then at the same time, it's the love for your art that kind of keeps you going.
Nikhilji, when you're making a film for a big screen, or in fact intending that, not knowing afterwards what the lockdown situation came, but when you're making some content for that, as opposed to when you know that this content is coming to the OTT platform, is there ever any difference in approach as a creator, or is it the same process?
No, the process is always the same. The approach is different. You're right. So it's very two different things, right? The approach is, I mean, when you are making a film when you're making a feature film, when you know that it is a commercial venture, then there are things that you have to take into account which is going to strike gold at the box office. There are compromises that you're going to have to make. There are decisions that you're going to have to take, whether it is in the script, whether it is in the setting up of a scene, whether it is in the casting, whether it is whatever it is. But when you're doing things, I mean, when you're doing stuff for streaming platforms and for the kind of I mean, and more, there is much more honesty when you are working on streaming platforms, when you're working on a short film, when you're working in films that you really believe in. I mean, so so the kind of subject that you're choosing, the kind of actors that you're working with, they're actors, right? They can actually command the scene. They can actually their performance is actually contributing immensely to the final outcome of this thing. And it's not there. So of course they're totally two different approaches, but the process is absolutely the same. It's still the same. You still have the same problems in lighting and location and how much you're going to be canning on that day, etc., etc.
Richa and Ishwak, taking what Nikhil said forward, as an artist, does it give you all more satisfaction because there is what you said, there's no constraints of that box office and about getting the audience in the theaters. When a script in the OTT comes, like you all can completely surrender yourselves to it. Do you all also think that?
I definitely feel that there is a lot of freedom in OTT because you get more time. Suppose you are doing a series, you get more time to spend with the character. So, like if you're doing a film, you can do it for 2 hours or 3 hours. But if you're doing something on OTT, the same character gets a lot more breathing space. You can get 6 or 8 hours of material to work with, and then the character also grows because you revisit it the next year if there's a second season. So that's very interesting, at least for me.
And Ishwak,
Yeah, I guess Nikhil said
I
because
mean, you and Pata look, it's a sixer of 2020. So obviously,
I mean, you got to surrender to every part. I mean, it's like doing like any kind of film. It's not that. So the process, like Nikhil sir said, it's the same for sure. That's what I feel. No matter what thing, it's just that this is there's a lot more originality and there's a lot more kind of experimentation and independent work. Like people are thinking out of the box, so you end up finding characters that are more something that you might not have seen before, or a different take on a certain character. So which is exciting, which is so interesting that you kind of that's what you're always looking for. I guess you want something to kind of move you, fuel the artist in you, and you're like, hey, you know what? I did that, which was just one of a kind. So it's pretty amazing.
Nikhil ji, any chance of D-Day Part 2? Because it was a very, for me, it is your best film. मुझे वो film कुछ ज़्यादा ही पसंद है. Any chance of D-Day Part 2, especially in today's, I think so the content will probably even work even better.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a good question, and I'll send you Ritesh and Suresh Nair's number. I've been asking them for. I said at least pandemic lockdown के time पे तो लिखवा दो यार. So they've been jamming on an idea, and I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that once they send me the script and once they send me something that I can start working with them on, then we'll figure out whether it's actually happening.
लेकिन
What can happen.
अगर होगा, I hope कि आप ही डायरेक्ट करोगे क्योंकि आप.
Yeah, बिल्कुल. Yeah, बिल्कुल. मैं ही direct करूँ.
Okay. रिचा, आप जितना आप ये स्पेस में जो सीरियस स्पेस, इनफैक्ट इट इज नॉट राइट कि आप कमर्शियल या आर्ट बोलो, बिकॉज फिल्म इज अ फिल्म, लेकिन जितना आप ज्यादा ये सीरियस स्पेस हो, व्हाट यू कॉल इट, द मोर कंटेंट ड्रिवन स्पेस में आप प्रोजेक्ट चुनती हो, उसके साथ ही साथ आप एक बैलेंस लाती हो अच्छे कमर्शियल प्रोजेक्ट्स में, जैसे कि अगर आप फुकरे इट्स अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल फ्रेंचाइज, इवन ऑन OTT. 24 is a very when you are part of 24, that's a very commercial project. So as an artist, कितना आपको ये balance maintain करना जरूरी है between this and that, ताकि सारे audience आपको देखें.
Actually, 24th, I just did a guest appearance. It was one day's work for me.
लेकिन यादगार था.
Inside Edge. Thank you. Nahi, I think it's satisfying to work on both. Like, you know, if I have to do a play also, I never look at the medium or the. I feel like as actors, that's our job, whether we are doing an ad or a play or a movie or a series, or in this case, a short film. You know, so I think we only have to do our job, and if it's a job that you love, then I mean, I think all actors I know are at least very grateful that we get paid essentially for our hobby. It's a really tough job, no doubt about it, and you lose your anonymity forever. But it's very rewarding. In this case, especially, I had a great time. और कई बार serious subjects को broach करने के लिए short films are the ideal format sometimes.
एक टाइम था that everything was driven by the box office, कि अगर box office पे चली तो ही वो फिल्म अच्छी थी, अगर नहीं चली तो फिर लोग उसको ज्यादा उसके बारे में बात नहीं करते थे. वो सिनेरियो काफी चेंज हुआ है. So, do you think so that box office parameter is not gauging artists and their work anymore? It still holds an importance for an artist and the future project.
I think that is a question for Nikhil as a director producer, because I don't think ये time कहीं गया है. Box office, if your box office, if your show does well in terms of numbers on a platform, you're still successful. Like, it has to do well. Whether, yes, content gets more appreciation on a streaming platform, but that time is not gone anywhere. Box office is still what it is. No, Nikhil?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I have sat in meetings. Unfortunately, I have sat in meetings with people where their Instagram followers has been told, "Arey, but she has so many Instagram followers. You should take her to play that role." I mean, so there have been weird suggestions, and unfortunately, we have the industry has succumbed to this whole notion of commerce versus art. And I'm glad that thanks to the streaming platforms and thanks to the content-driven cinema and the content-driven films and directors who've been doing it for a long time, people like Hansal and people like Motwani and people, they've been doing it for a hell of a lot of time, and they've been actually they've been very courageous in paving a pathway for filmmakers like myself. You know, I made a D-Day, but after that I made a Hero and Kaddi Baddi also.
Yeah.
So I have to continue making films like D-Day. I have to continue making films that I really believe in. And that's the most important thing.
Okay. Lastly, one question for you, Ishwak. What about after Unpaused? How are your future projects shaping up? Anything you could share on that?
Floating, man. I'm just floating. I'm just kind of enjoying the tide. It's going good.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
He's not telling anything. He's starting a very big show.
Okay. Nikhil has let the cat out of the bag. तो अगर cat थोड़ा सा हल्का आगे विस्कर आगे थोड़ा सा पॉ भी आप बाहर रखोगे?
वो उतना ही नहीं बता सकता और कुछ बता नहीं सकता हूँ.
मतलब कि आपके साथ है शायद निखिल.
बिल्कुल.
जी. ओके एंड फाइनल क्वेश्चन टू रिचा. ये फैन क्वेश्चन है. तो जब भी हम इंटरव्यू करते हैं तो हम लोग अनाउंस करते हैं ट्विटर पे कि इनके साथ इंटरव्यू है. तो फैन क्वेश्चन आपके लिए आया रिचा. तो आपको ये पूछना है कि they just the fans want to know that is there any possibility for wedding bells in the future with Richa and Ali Fazal? आपके बहुत सारे fans हैं इसमें. have to answer.
And best not to make a plan because we had made such a beautiful plan for 2020 and it all went to shit. So there's no point planning right now. I think the only responsible thing to do is to look at when the vaccine is out and keep the medical, keep abreast of medical advancement and then make a decision, you know. Otherwise it'll be chaotic because travel also is not convenient right now.
Fingers crossed कि अच्छी खबर ही मिल जाए. Pleasure talking to you all three of y'all. Nikhil ji, always an institution to know a lot, and Richa, refreshing as always. Ishwak, first time interviewing you, but मजा आ गया. All the best for Unpaused. I cannot wait to watch it tomorrow. In fact, मैं उसको आज ही देखने वाला हूँ, तो मैं ये secret आपको कुछ बोल ही देता हूँ.
Superb. Thank you. Let us know what you thought.
Definitely, I'm going to. And all the best for all your future projects. Nikhil ji, please D-Day 2 bana.
Yeah, thank you.
I also add to that same demand.
Yes.
Yeah, D-Day 2 में Richa will only be there. Who else will be there? चलो.
Okay. मैं इसको headline बना लूँ?
बना दे.
Okay. Anyways, pleasure talking to you all guys. All the best for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.